Hi, and welcome to our presentation. I'm Dr. Jennifer Garza with Prairie View A&M University Cooperative Extension Program, and today we're going to talk about scams. Let's begin with warning, coronavirus financial predators prey. Criminals are opportunistic and perpetrate fraud when individuals are at their most vulnerable. At this moment, criminals are strategizing ways to take advantage of the COVID-19 circumstances. Scams come out during disasters and when people are at their most vulnerable and likely to receive governmental assistance. For instance, society is currently awaiting an economic impact payment. So our perpetrators are looking for different ways to take advantage of this particular situation. I wanted to include a couple of slides just to give us a visual about the seriousness of scams globally and also for Texas. This chart reflects scams from 2015 to 2020, so roughly over a period of 5 years. And this only reflects the scams that have actually been reported. This slide reflects the scams that have been reported in Texas. Again, this chart simply reflects the scams from 2015 to 2020, so over a period of 5 years. Here are the coronavirus pandemic's top 6 scams that are currently going on. First, the phony or miracle cure. There have been numerous reports of people receiving emails or messages with claims that they can buy products that could, quote unquote, prevent or even cure coronavirus. All, of course, for a steep price. Next, the economic impact payment scam. Here is how the scam works. You get a message or a social media post about the coronavirus economic impact check. They provide a link and you click on it, which takes you to an official looking webpage asking for your personal or banking information. They indicate that they need to, quote unquote, verify your identity in order to process your check. There are several versions of this scam received via text message, social media posts, and messages or phone calls. Other scammers are on Facebook, targeting seniors by offering a special grant to assist with paying medical bills. Another site request your social security number. Again, they need it to, quote unquote, verify your information so you will be eligible for additional money or even to get your money faster. They want you to simply share any personal detail that they can possibly get, and also all of this will be available to you for simply paying a small processing fee. Don't click on links. Not only will they take you for your money, but they can download some malware and use your information for identity theft. Next, phishing scams. Now that people are working from home, con artists have stepped up their phishing scams. They claim to be a part of your organization and offer IT support or claim that your company's computer has a virus. They even use scare tactics like your computer will crash if you don't act now, all in an attempt to gain access to your computer remotely in order to obtain your personal or your company's information. The government impersonation. Fake emails or text messages are being sent claiming that government needs you to take an online coronavirus test, and they provide a link. Once you click the link, scammers can download malware onto your computer, allowing access to your personal information. Employment scams. Many have lost their jobs during this pandemic and are looking for online jobs. Scammers create phony work from home jobs promising good pay. They are convincing and often use real company names. They hire you and charge you upfront, quote unquote, training fees. You are asked to provide personal or banking information for a credit check and or a direct deposit. Scammers may, quote unquote, accidentally overpay you using a fake check and ask you to deposit the check, then wire them the difference. Next, we have a shortage scam, which is also another way of saying shortage scam is price gouging. I think many of us have heard scams regarding supplies like hand sanitizer, face masks, and toilet paper that were sold out. Scammers have stockpiled these items to sell them at extremely high prices. This is yet another way scammers can obtain personal information while asking for payment when products may not even exist. I found this image on the Local 2 website on April 8th of this year. It shows how in this year alone, with just a couple of months into COVID-19, the Texas Attorney General has received 5,500 complaints about price gouging, and we haven't even reached the peak of the pandemic. I'm sure you have heard of familiar scams, or you have run across similar scams. Let's take a closer look at work-at-home scams. Many companies are transitioning employees to work from home in response to COVID-19 stay-at-home requirements. Working from home positions people at a higher risk for becoming targets via phishing emails or through unsecured network connections, with limited IT employees becoming increasingly vulnerable to tech support scams, pop-up, and virus alert tactics. As we work from home during the COVID-19 outbreak, here are some tips to avoid falling victim to scams. Be aware of unusual procedures like job offers without interviews. Check official job postings. These are job opportunities that come by email, social media, or online job boards. Scammers are creative and often make the job posting resemble actual companies using actual addresses and human resource contacts. To make sure a job posting is legitimate, go directly to the company website and check their webpage out. Any website attempting to charge you for information about a job opening is probably a scam. Next, establish work from home IT policies. Establish a plan for employees that will help them with technical problems. Provide instructions on who to contact for tech support. And review safety practices with employees. Remind employees to use best practices to avoid scams by not clicking on pop-ups or links for unsolicited emails. If they aren't sure who it came from, by checking the actual email address, not just the name, to verify the email, then you can also have them contact a coworker or supervisor by phone. Don't fall prey to these predators. Seniors are being scammed via text messages from scammers posing as the U.S. Department of Health, stating they must take a mandatory online COVID test before they can even receive their economic impact payment. Other seniors receive emails stating that they qualify for a payment and must simply click a link to receive. It is imperative not to respond to text, email, or phone calls from a sender you do not recognize, even when it looks official or is from a respected agency. Here's something to note. Official and respected agencies do not use these type of platforms. Next, don't be afraid to contact someone like a family member, neighbor, or organization you trust for advice. Oftentimes, seniors are isolated, live alone, and are widowed and especially vulnerable. Be cautious of offers that are too good to be true, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. During the pandemic, there have been financial news reports that involve markups and downs that may instill uncertainty for a retiree's financial future. Scammers use this fear and heightened emotions to target seniors looking to quote-unquote catch up or quote-unquote get ahead. Be smart and aware. Knowing about scams and how to prevent them from happening to you significantly reduces the likelihood of financial loss. Let's take a closer look at what scammers may do or say. Scammers may emphasize the word stimulus check or stimulus payment when sending you a request in an email or put it on a social media posting. Scammers will find a way to get you to sign over your economic impact payment by asking by phone, email, text, or social media for verification or personal and/or banking information. Scammers may even suggest that they can get your economic impact payment faster to you. The last thing is they may also mail you a bogus check with an odd amount and ask you to call a number or verify information online in order to cash it. Here's a helpful hint. No one from the agency will be reaching out by phone, email, mail, or in person asking for any kind of information to complete your economic impact payment, sometimes referred to as rebate or stimulus payments. How to avoid COVID-19 scams. Be vigilant. Know that the government agencies do not communicate through social media platforms. Do not pay money to receive free government grant money. Do not assume a social media message is from a real friend. Be alert to economic impact payment scams. Don't accept calls from strangers. If you plan to donate, research the organization before you donate. We have covered several of these points on previous slides, but it is important to reiterate all of these key pieces of information. A real government agency will not ask you to pay an advanced processing fee. The only official list of all U.S. federal grant-making agencies is grants.gov. Do your research to see if the government agency or organization exists. Find the actual governmental agency or organization on your own and call them to be sure the person you've heard from is authentic. Scammers impersonate real people on social media because it's easier. Call your friend to verify they contacted you. And lastly, please note, any economic payment information will be located on irs.gov. Lastly, here's a slide on how to report coronavirus-related scams. If you see what you believe is price gouging, you can file a complaint with the Texas Attorney General online, by email at consumeremergency@oag.texas.gov, or by calling 1-800-621-0508. For those receiving unsolicited emails, text messages, or social media attempts that appear to be from the IRS or closely linked to the IRS, you may forward it to phishing@irs.gov. Thank you for listening and be safe.